Yes, yes, yes. Mr. Raphael Dawkins with the Combat Radio. And it's not good news. As many of you will know, I had predicted that Chris Eubank Jr. versus Connor Eggnog Ben would end with Christopher Eubank Jr. winning early and Connor Ben winning if the fight went over 6 rounds. So Eubank early and Ben late. Why did I have that prediction? Well, with Chris Jr. having to cut weight so drastically, then I had predicted that would be detrimental the further the fight went on. But of course, in the first 6 rounds, I thought that Chris Jr. could do some damage. But alas, the equation has changed because, as I'm sure many of you will know, that Christopher Eubank Jr. missed weight, had to go back on the scale a couple of times. And missing weight is one thing, but having to drain down a couple more times, trying to get those last ounces of water out of your system, that's extremely detrimental. And so, how do I feel now? It's bad. It's real bad for Christopher Eubank Jr. Real bad. I can only see one winner now. As a matter of fact, I better get down to the bookies. And that winner goes by the name of Connor Ben. Why? Simply because when you drain down, not just the draining down, but when you drain down like this, you're removing fluids from the body, important fluids, especially the fluid around the brain. This may have been a factor when Christopher Eubank got dropped and stopped by, what's that cat's name? The grey-haired cat. I can't remember. The Smith fella. One of the Smiths. Not the musical band. Yes, so it removes water from around the brain. And of course, that water has a cushioning effect for the brain. It's protective for the brain. And of course, this is a sport where you get punched in the head and the brain rattles, shake, rattles, and roll if you're done at the best of times. But without that fluid, I want to say synovial fluid, but I think that's brain. I think that's the fluid around the joints, so I'll refrain from saying that. When you drain down like this, then you remove the important fluid, I can't remember what it's called, around the brain, and you're just far more susceptible to getting knocked out. You know what the missing word is. You know what the missing link is. And so I can only see one winner now, and that would be Connor Ben. Probably with, oh God, what happened there? Get out of here. Probably within 6 rounds. Something's gone on with my screen recording. I'm not even going to play with this. We're going to just, okay. Right, it's a new phone. I'm experimenting. Well, I'm not experimenting. I mean, this is the new phone. But, so if you want to ask Rafi, where should you put your money? Well, you got to put it on Connor Eggnog Ben. One thing we know, someone is going to end up with egg on their face. OMG. Rafi probably covering it live tonight right here on the Raphael Dawkins Combat Radio. And I'm out.